What's up, guys? Vic, Cambodian holiday, and I'm guilty of it as well sometimes. But like, I guess if you stay kind of positive and persistent, shit happens for you, kind of thing. Well, my son Marley and I have been going to this same Walmart for 2 weeks straight, but we'll go like every other day, something like that. And hadn't been a whole lot, but we have fun. I'm in there playing with toys with him. We're throwing balls. We're doing all kind of shit in the store. But long story short, got a stupid haul today. This is well. First, let's start with yesterday. If you guys are my friends on Instagram, you know that on Sundays, my wife and my two boys, we go, we get our groceries for the week, and we'll usually shoot into Walmart, but we definitely go to Toys R Us. If my 7-year-old had a good positive week at school, because we're enforced very much, to be good in school and to learn. And he's in the second grade, but he has a fourth grade reading level, thanks to Dad with the comic books. And he collects little cars here and there, but he goes back and forth between his video games and Hot Wheels. But we went in there. He had a great week, and so we said you can get some kind of like deluxe toy. And so he has the Disney Infinity with the little characters. It's sick through the PS3 or whatever, and that's what he chose. And so I was messing with my wife, and I said, I've been a good boy this week. I made a bunch of tattoo money and helped out around the house. So I want to get some deluxe stuff. And she laughed and said, yeah, whatever. So I went through and bam, Toys R Us, man. These things are sick. I'm not even into really Fox body Mustangs in real life. I'm into vintage Fords and muscle cars, but something about the Matchbox Fox body Mustang. I must have 10 of those. Was it LA Police or whatever, the black and white ones? And this one with the rubber tires is just super sick. And then I drive a real Cadillac daily if I'm not driving my hot rod. And I got a DeVille, and just so happens, bam, found the DeVille. Sorry about the glare. You guys know what's up. Clean though. The last one they came out with, I don't even think I grabbed one because it's green and black at the bottom, and I don't think two-tone Cadillacs are nice. That's just my opinion. I think it should be one solid color. Unless it's one of the lowriders that's got like a candy roof with a different colored bottom, then that's okay. But so got those, and then I held out the best for last. I think this is what everybody's after, and I collect them myself. I'm sure my homie Richie Boy and my buddy KP's Toys will really dig that one. Super cool. Found that. That was yesterday. And then today, I've been hooking my homie Bobby T up. His son has just turned 1, but they're making his room a Marvel Comics room, and he's made this collage of craziness for his son. And he's talking about, the card size of the Hot Wheel, doing an entire stripe around the top of the room with pop culture and those Captain America cars and all that. So I tipped him off on a couple of them, and then I didn't want the whole set. Certain ones, and that you want, and certain ones you don't really care too much about. And of course, you guys know by now, in case you want to pause, but that's the actual vehicles. And these things, I crack my pop cultures, and they're so much better out of the pack. You've seen the El Camino that I found the other day, and this is a older El Camino. Doesn't have the silly engine in the bed, which me and Richie Boy found out you can take those motors out and make gasser motors. So not that bad of a deal to have one, but this is, I think it's like a 79 El Camino with the square lights. To me, this ain't a bad looking car, but that motor there has one purpose, and that's to put in a hot rod or whatever. But I think this represents a 68 or 69. But Cool if you make a tonneau cover or you can fabricate a bed for it, but I'm just not down with that whole thing. But it works out because I like gassers and hot rods, so I buy them to steal that out of. But anyhow, I agree with all you guys when I say I cannot not buy these. I have to buy, and this blue is just sick, but I think I had one, just one of this one. I bought the black and gold, like 5 of those. But my boy Bean that I told you all about, that gifted me all those old vintage NASCARs, he's just getting back in the game. So I gave him the one I had, and the blue's just nasty. Again, the only things you got to do to these, you got to take them apart and get rid of that chrome, all that chrome interior and shit, you know. Usually wheel tubs are not chrome on vehicles that are pro stocks or pro streets. They're like aluminum or body color or black. So that's a pet peeve of mine. Sorry if I'm rambling on, guys. But so anyhow, I found the El Camino, and then today, I think Terry has found one of these. Picked up the Doctor Strange. I love these from black walls all the way up. I've got the stripes one. I've got the what is it? See, stripes. This one, an orange one. I've got like 4 or 5 of these now as of this one. And then, sorry guys, I didn't organize my shit before I got started. This one I wasn't gonna go after. Tex or somebody, might have been Paul Wooten. Yeah, Paul Wooten, I think we were talking about. I got into collecting late, and I got an Atari version of this, and the back door open, but I got ripped off like there's no bike in the back. I'm like, what the hell? And with this new one, I was kind of like, really? The back doesn't even open. So I wasn't going to get it because they're a little bit out of scale. But being a comic book collector, when I saw this thing in person, I had to get it. It just was sick. The card art's sick. Just something cool about it. I think I'll just reverse those yellow walls. It's just too much yellow, but otherwise pretty sick. I had to grab it. And like I say, I crack all those. I never leave the pop cultures in a box. And this is the one I saved for last. I have been after this thing, and I'm gonna crack it. I mean, a lot of people are hoarding them. It's so sick. I think Richie had found one. I know a couple people I know found like 2 of them. All I need's one, unless I decide I want to customize one. I probably won't leave it there on the shelf. I'll probably grab it anyway. But I'm going to post a short video after this one that is pretty nuts. Well, so Marley and I have been going into this Walmart where all this came from, except for the Matchbox. Those came from Toys R Us. But all these Hot Wheels came from the store. I hadn't really found a lot except for that El Camino. And we walk in, and the store's so bass-ackwards. Like, you go in there, and they got 2 separate sections of pegs. There's like one of your regular average spots they would have it, and then you go to the end of that complete aisle, and on the back they got some, which is okay because I walked right up there and found a which one was it? The Super did I find in there? I have to get back to you on that. I found a Super right on the front of the pegs in there. I can't remember which one it was. But today we walked up, and like they have G case that I've obviously checked. There's no Daytona, and then old shit like Christmas cars and all kind of shit. So I go up today, and that rapid response or whatever, that fire truck that they've done a million times, that red one's sitting up there. And I'm like you guys, like I do my homework, Derek Smith, and study these cases and these Supers and stuff so that anytime I'm out, I'll know what I'm looking for. And I saw that fire truck, so I was like, this is weird. There's Christmas cars, holiday cars, and then right here you got an H case fire truck. So I'll show the video, but right on the front of the damn pegs, dude. 3rd one. And this one's going out to my homie Bobby T that had got me that candy striper gasser. He's a solid homie of mine, and I kind of put some restrictions on it. I know places like Texas and shit like that where some of my homies are at, it's hot. Well, it's starting to get hot as hell here in Georgia. Not hot as hell. It's in the 80s right now, but there's just more to come. It gets humid and hot and shit, so I haven't been able to drive my hot rod, my real hot rod, because it rains and then it gets hot and I don't feel like fooling with it and this and that and the other. You got to check the fluids. It's an older car. You got to make sure everything's solid. But I told him, I said, look, come by the tattoo shop today. I've got you a super pro stock Camaro. But before you come by, go to my house and pump up my rear passenger tire and my driver's side front tire for me so that I can drive my hot rod tomorrow. And he said, bet. So Bobby T's solid. He's going to go pump my tires up. So all I got to do is check the fluids tomorrow, wrench the pollen and shit off of it so I can bust some 30-foot burnouts on the way to work, terrorize the town. But either way, if he had said no, I still was going to give him the super. He's solid. If he found them like that, he would give me one. But I'm going to post a video after this to show you when we found that super. But so I've been going through the shit of interest thing, and it's been successful. You guys have been commenting. Everybody's been seeming to dig it or whatever. So even when I find a haul, I'm going to throw some shit of interest up there that I like, and you guys let me know what you think or if you have it or shit like that. Well, one, I did a local trade a while back. I showed you guys a video where I got some Mother's wax cars and some other shit from this dude. But this is another thing I got from him that is just super deluxe. Really love that, the Baja Bruiser. And they had an older casting of this in Hot Wheels back in the day. But I mean, this thing is just metal on metal polished base. This is number 3084 of 10,000. Which the number shit don't really matter to me, but I know some of you guys are into it. This thing, not other than standing right here, you can't justify the paint job on this thing. It looks like a violet purple Spectre Flame or something. But I'm really into this kind of stuff. That's another series I missed out on. I had talked to PJ before. He had that racing series. It's got like the 83 Chevy truck that's yellow with the numbers that's jacked up, and there's like a I don't know, a sandblaster and some other shit, but I missed out on it. But I didn't miss this one. This thing's solid, super cool. And then I went to the dirt mall. That's what we call the flea market around here. If you cross over the Chattahoochee River, you're in Alabama. It's 5 miles away, and they have a flea market there. We call it the dirt mall. And I went there, and this one dude, he's a cool enough guy, I guess, but he always tries to scam you. Like, at times, if you tip up a casting, and I'm sure this probably happened to you guys, you tip over a casting, that has a Malaysia or a Hong Kong base or whatever, and this says 1983, and we know this wasn't made in 1983, but he'll say, that's a real old one, it's worth a lot, whatever. But then again, that works the opposite, because then he has this mint card, never opened, beautiful little treasure hunt go-kart, and I get it for $1 because it's karma biting him in the ass for trying to rob me on a car that's obviously not made in 1970 just because the base says 70. I like the little go-kart a lot. I've got some of the mainline go-karts, but I thought that was cool with the gold on it. And then this thing right here, I guess 2013, I got lucky through a guy that came through. He's a military dude. Sucks that he's gone too, because when he would come through, he would be part of our little community here that I've had to get rid of a couple people. They're negative and greedy or whatever. I don't like that. I'd rather have a bunch of positive, like-minded people. But one of the things, we had like a small convention in my tattoo office in the room I'm in right now, trading, buying, talking, all this. And I got lucky enough to get this Corvette. And I'm not big on vets. Usually I only like, this is what, a 62. I usually like, I think 58 through 70 is about the only vets I really like. They're all fast, but whatever, you can make anything fast. But anyway, guys, just let me know what you think. If you watch the videos and you haven't subscribed, please hit me up. William Witters. I must be retarded when it comes to using YouTube, because I don't know how to check or do a personal message through YouTube. You'd message me. If you watch this, please hit me up, or if anybody talks to William, let him know because he was gonna get some heavy Chevys to me. So there you go. Peace.